Still here.
Can I help you? Look, I'm not looking for a top-up, if that's what you're here for. I'm sure you could go pester that bard, if you're looking for some real entertainment. Really? Could have fooled me. Don't take it personally, though. I'm still getting used to Skyrim. To Skyrim? By Satokal, no. I'll take the desert heat any day, compared to this blistering cold. I don't know how you all can stand it up here. Sure, Hammerfell might border the province, but I'm used to dune seas and shaking sand out of my boots. Not this. Oh, same thing as you, I'd expect. Just looking for a place to put my feet up for the time being, and enjoy sitting around the fire while I can. Should have packed warmer clothes, but hey, can't carry everything, right? You know, maybe I will. Still, it's not the end of the world, right? I'm hardly going to freeze to death. You could say that. Listen, I'd love to stay and chat, but I should probably get going. Duty calls and what have you. If you're looking for something to drink, ask Moralki for the house specialty. That spiced wine is brewed right here in the cellars, or so he claims. Oh, sorry. I nearly bumped into you. Safe travels, friend.
You have news of our quarry.
What can I do for you? Certainly. It's a fine tune and a good request.
Bards often share tales of heroes with flair, like Ismar and Olaf, one eye.
Do yourself a favor and don't have children. They're
None
good for nothing at all.
To Eldie the bear, who moved heaven and earth with her cry.
Daughters are growing up fast, Limco.
You look like you've seen your share of adventure. I envy you that. In fact, maybe you can help me with something.
There's times I think you're
I want to be an adventurer like you. My father says I can't. He says he needs me to stay here and work the farm. And even if he did let me be an adventurer, we couldn't afford to buy armor. His name is Moralki, and he's the innkeeper here. I hope you could change his mind. Thank you. I can't stand the thought of being trapped in this village for the rest of my days.
Eldie the bear spun wind from her hair and wrestled the storm.
If you need a meal or room, I've got both.
My son? Eric? What about him? Did something happen? Is he all right? But the world is a dangerous place. Eric has no idea what he's getting himself into. What's more, he's got no armor. I'll have to save up the money for it. Perhaps you should let a father decide what is best for his own son. You would give your own coin to help my son? I'm moved by your compassion. Your kind deed will not go unrewarded, my friend. Tell Eric I've changed my mind and will visit Whiterun soon to fit him for armor.
Those little girls of yours are growing like weeds, Lemke.
Yes, and just like weeds, they're nothing but trouble. Till next time.
If you've got some business in Rorikstead, you should start by speaking to Juan.
Did you have any luck talking to my father? I've been wanting that since I was a boy. My father's army stories played a big part in inspiring me. Whenever I wasn't minding the farm, I trained with the wooden sword I made for myself. Ironically, my father is also the one who objects the most to me going out there. course I have, more than once, actually. How can I not be in doubt if my source of inspiration himself tells me not to? But even if he's seen the world, I still haven't. Is what's out there as dangerous as he says, or is it a world of beauty waiting for me to discover? I may be his son, but I'm also a grown man. I can't remain stuck here without experiencing things for myself. Of course. I can't thank you enough, friend. I hope you'll come back to Rorikstead soon and pay me a visit. Maybe we can swap stories about our adventures over a mug of ale at the inn. All right, then.
You there? You with the Redguard? I asked if you were with the woman. Simple question. You can answer it now, or we can carve it out of you. What'll it be? And it is such an ugly word. I prefer to think of us as budding entrepreneurs. That's not very nice. Look, we're just here doing our job. But we came all this way. Right. Well, don't you forget it. Come on, boys.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Not bad. They hardly had enough wits between them, but you've got away with words talking them down like that. Guess I owe you an explanation, huh? Not here. We can talk more around back. Come, follow me. No more tricks this time, I promise. Here, the coin I took. What can I say? It's a habit. Thug seems rather generous, considering the threat they posed. They weren't exactly going to put up much of a fight. Still, I appreciate you stepping in like that, albeit grudgingly. Consider that repayment for a job well done. Hey, I said I was sorry, right? But it seems my time in Rorikstead has come to an abrupt end. Other than the thundering footsteps preceding that big oaf outside? Well, I suppose you've earned the right to know. It's about a job I did before coming to Skyrim. It didn't exactly turn out well. For me, and even less for my employer. Now, wait. I thought you dealt with them. Don't just stand there gawking. Get your weapon out. Here we go. Finally. I thought they would never give up. Trouble? Me? I suppose there's no use in playing coy. Those thugs you've done a fine job of butchering were after me. There's probably still more, so long as the gold keeps up. That's the annoying thing about jobs going wrong. There's always loose ends. Well, you've probably figured out by now that I'm a thief by trade. The short of it is, I screwed up. Big time. Took a contract from a grouchy old Dunmer in Cyrodiil. Revis... can't remember his other name. Llewellyn or Llewellyn, something like that. The task was simple enough. Steal some fancy magical artifact. I can hardly light a candle myself, but it's good coin, and every noble likes curiosities. Yes. The catch was that the place wasn't just any old museum or trade shop. It was none other than the Isle of Artaeum, and I'd have to get past the Psijics. Better question is, what didn't? As I said, I'm no mage, but this wasn't the first time I'd be blurring the line between Nirn. Get in, stay hidden, get out. 3 steps that work for any thief, no matter the circumstances. Well, it's that second part that's harder to keep when you're dealing with the arcane. I spent a couple of weeks on the Isle, waiting for a chance to sneak onto their territory before it disappeared again. Took longer than expected, but eventually, I got in without any trouble. Even past their little constructs, traps and the like. Soon enough, there it was, object of my journey. Oblivion if I know. It looked kinda like one of those dynamo cores, but it was thrumming with a kind of energy. Still, I don't get paid to ask questions. The important thing was that it was in my possession. It was just lying there as well, no big vault or anything. So I picked it up. It felt lighter than air, as if it was barely existing at all. Unfortunately, that's when the whole damn plane went on alert. Ugh, everyone's an expert after the fact, aren't they? Look, I've broken into vaults, castles, crypts, even the Imperial Council chambers once. That was a lot of fun. But whatever magical tricks they had set on that thing, I didn't see it. Well, I had the object secured, and barring a wave of automatons on my heel, escape would be relatively straightforward. Thing is, the Order's territory doesn't have to follow natural law. It's their little plane, after all, like their own merry band of Daedra. Down is suddenly up, staircases twist in on themselves. In the rush to escape, I lost my footing. Although I still had the artifact in hand, I fell down and crashed into a device of some kind. Next thing I knew, the thing had left my grip and was rolling away, sparking purple light as it blinked in and out of existence. There was nothing I could do. I reached for it again, but before I could even curse, it exploded. That, I think, would be easier if I showed you. I want you to kill me. You heard me. Take out your weapon, or fists, or whatever you've got clunking around in that pack of yours, and kill me. Yes. As I said, it's something that's difficult to explain. Put what little faith you have in me to the test. Now, take your best shot. I do. Now, run me through. I promise, it's going to be quite the surprise. Not bad, huh? Honestly, I can't say for sure, but it seems my untimely death had an unwanted effect. Oh no, I'm still very much mortal, just with a bit of the Psijics meddling attached. Death, as far as I can tell, no longer works. I'm an anomaly. I know. I haven't completely got my head around it yet either. When we first met, you asked about my arm. Well, it's not a gauntlet, but a replacement of sorts. In the explosion, my arm was just gone. I assume the Order thought me dead, if there was any part of my body that remained. When I awoke, I'd washed up on the shores of Somerset once more. No blood or any kind of sensation, just a dangling sleeve. Dead on. Thievery is good money, but a line of work that doesn't exactly tolerate failure. And there was considerable coin invested. I figured I'd make my way to Skyrim and lay low here till things settled down. Even got part of an old centurion to replace my arm. Now, however, dear Revis has found me, and that's where you come in. Listen, I know you didn't exactly stick your head into this by choice, but I've got a good feeling about you. My gut hasn't failed me yet. Plus, you're the first person to hear of my little adventure with the Sijiks. How about some company for the road? I'm a good fighter, an even better thief. Really? Just like that? Usually when people hear that I'm a thief, they expect me to rob the clothes off their back or slit their throat. Indeed, I'm sure the guard is going to be attracted by the stink soon enough. But I haven't introduced myself, have I? Nessa Uridan Josephine Cassilial Parvis. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Quite a mouthful, isn't it? That'd be all those traditions for you. But, it's just Nessa to you. Well met, friend. I've got a good feeling about this. You need any bandits killed or an item to suddenly and fortuitously hit my hands, I'm ready. Now, let's get out of here, shall we? I'll put 5 coins on the big one. Worth the trouble. Listen, you'll do what you have to do, but if you want my advice, stay clear of these warriors. They're nothing but thugs. For my arm, you mean? I suppose, but it's grown on me. Figuratively speaking, of course. Plus, I've already taken my chances with strange magic before, so I'd rather stick with something more corporeal in form. I appreciate the thought, though. Come. We should keep moving. You're going to bowl me over like that?
Good to see you again. How would you like to hire a brave, if untested, mercenary? Father says I should pick a name that describes what I really am. But nobody's going to hire Eric Greenthumb or Eric Hoe Pusher. No, I need a name that will put some fear in the hearts of my enemies. When I have some enemies, that is. It seemed like the best way to see the world and make some coin. Sure, I'm a little green, but what I lack in experience, I make up for in courage. Well, I appreciate what you've done for me, but business is business. If I'm to take work in Hammerfell one day, I need all the income I can get. If you change your mind, seek me out here. They'll sing my name across all lands.
Do you have news of our quarry?
It's kind of dark in here.
If you need a meal or room, I've got both. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Sorry, it's not right.
What's all the commotion? Somebody do something! Gods help us! Don't do that!
By the gods.
This can't be happening!
Sorry, it's not very good.
Gods help us! Don't do that!
This can't be happening.
you need a meal or room, I've got both. Of course. See ya.
Trouble. Papa told you to do that, not me. Now leave me alone. I wish I could be an adventurer like you and go wherever I want. Until next time. If you beat up my sister, Sissel, I won't help. All right, then.
Need a ride? Where do you want to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off. First time in Solitude? Beautiful old city. Capital of Skyrim, but I'm sure you already knew that.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself. There's no greater honor than to serve. If you're serious about enlisting, speak to Legate Ricka in Castle Dower. Until next time.
Turn Uncle Rob here. Tell them he didn't
You
do
there.
it.
The Dawn Guard is looking for anyone willing to fight against the growing vampire menace. What do you say?
I have something for your eyes alone.
I always enjoy a good invention or two.
You should tell her.
That's what everybody says. Right up until they find their throat being ripped out by a pack of hungry vampires. If you change your mind and decide to join the fight before it's too late, talk to Ezron at Fort Dawnguard, southeast of Riften.
Over here.
He doesn't deserve to speak!
There was no murder. Ulfric challenged Tory. He beat the High King in fair combat.
A wise decision. Not all have such an opportunity pass their way. I want nothing. A simple merchant dealing in all manner of wares. But why we speak is not a matter of profession, is it? I possess the book that you requested. It took considerable means to acquire, given the nature of its material. There is no mistake, Sarah. It is you to whom this book is due. What you choose to do with it, and its contents, is your decision. A merchant merely exchanges items from one to the other. There is nothing to explain, traveler. The die is cast, and the pieces begin to fall into place. If it be answers you seek, then look within its pages. Payment for such a thing has already been honored. Its purpose shall be next. Farewell.
Solitude stands tall, but it's no Whiterun.
Not right now.
Man opens a gate and they cut his head off? Doesn't seem right to me.
That makes 23.
Alms for a veteran?
You wouldn't be a sellsword, would you? I have a little problem you could solve. I may have accidentally let a prisoner escape, the leader of one of those bandit groups. I told everyone he died during questioning, and I need you to track him down and make sure he doesn't show up to disprove that. Good. I'll have a sack of coin waiting for you when you get back. Hi, I'm the headsman here in Solitude. It's my job. Depends on what you mean by busy. I'm also the head jailer in the dungeon here. Quiet job, usually. Ain't got one, but I'd fancy a chance at that Jari Ra's scrawny neck. Filthy Argonian never would have set foot in this city if High King Torrig was still alive. I can tell you that. Remember, I need that bandit dead, not alive.
No need to stand on ceremony. What is it? It was that obvious, was it? Don't worry, there's nothing wrong, per se. I'm just curious. You, specifically. I mean, you've learned a great deal about me in the little time we've known each other. Right down to that little trick I can do. And yet, I hardly know more than your name. Well, how about where you're from? What brought you to Skyrim? It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? The open road. All the more so after the times I've spent in a cell. Ah, well, you already know the most important parts. I come from a large family. Second youngest of 8 in one of the minor houses of Hammerfell. Soon as I could walk, I was learning how to steal. Make mischief, to hear father talk of it. I caused him no end of grief at times. My older brothers were already destined to take the various positions, trade posts, and so on before I was even born, so there wasn't much need to stick around. Not really. It's just the way things are dealing with noble families. Besides, I was happy to seek my fortune on the open road. Had I stayed, I probably would have ended up married off to some minor lordling in High Rock or the like. My sisters were better fit for those roles. Plus, I doubt father wanted to try to arrange something for me anyway. Not in that way, at least. In any case, it worked out well for both sides. I got my freedom, and the family could be distanced from any embarrassment resulting from my little crimes. Well, that's more a question for Revis, if his hirelings ever let up, but someday, perhaps. I feel with all the time that's passed, it'd be strange to step back into those same halls again, as if nothing had changed. I would like to see them again, but we'll see, won't we? Think nothing of it. And same to you, for sharing a little about yourself. Come, I've already taken enough of your time.
Hey, wanna play tag?
You help me. You help people, right? That's what you do. My master has abandoned me. Abandoned his people. And nothing I say can change his mind. Now he refuses to even see me. He says I interrupt his vacation. It's been so many years. Won't you please help? Last I saw him, he was visiting a friend in the Blue Palace. But no one as mundane as a Jarl. No, no. Such people are below him. No, he went into the forbidden wing of the palace to speak with an old friend. Said it had been ages since they had last had tea. Oh, and you'll need the hip bone. It's very important. No entering Pelagius's wing without that. Uh-huh.
Pardon me.
It's been my honor to perform at the Blue Palace on many occasions. His late lordship was quite the admirer. Yes? Keep at it.
Welcome to the Bard's College. I'm the headmaster here. How may I help you? Always a pleasure to meet a prospective bard. You should be aware that many apply, but we accept very few people. When possible, we ask applicants to perform tasks the college needs completed. In this case, I do have a task befitting an aspiring bard. Elisif has forbidden the burning of King Olaf, a festival put on by the Bard's College. We need to change her mind. To convince her, I want to read King Olaf's verse, a part of the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Unfortunately, the verse was lost long ago. Yes, according to Giraud, our history's keeper, the portion of the Edda dealing with King Olaf might still exist in Dead Man's Respite. I need you to retrieve the poem.
I expect to hear your early rendition tomorrow. Understand?
Thank you. I've been working on an original piece.
I think Giraud here would give you the best explanation of both it and the history of King Olaf's verse. You should speak to him about it. As you may be aware, Elisif's husband, High King Torig, was recently killed. Elisif mourns her husband deeply, and she feels that a festival that burns a king in effigy is distasteful. I tried to convince her the festival is many centuries old and celebrates solitude, but I need proof. I believe King Olaf's verse will provide that proof. I wish you luck in finding the verse.
It's been my honor to perform at the Blue Palace on many occasions. His late lordship
Some
was
at the
quite
college
the admirer.
don't like new songs. They only want us to play the old favorites. But every song was new at some point. You just have to give them a chance. What can I do for you?
Easy there.
Dean Inga says a bard can never have enough practice. So, would you like a tune?
Yes? Well, well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Is it so wrong that a man of my standing takes care in his appearance? Not all of us were blessed with your good looks, my dear. You must have half of Tamriel fawning at your feet. You deserve no less, of course. My lady, I am Florian de Gare, bard extraordinaire and purveyor of finery, no matter its form. From the heights of High Rock to the character of Black Marsh, I've seen and done it all. Surely, you have heard of me. Shameless? Hardly. Why, I only use the gifts I was given. I can't help that it attracts women as fine as you are. I would never treat you as such, my love. For yours is the face to move the very gods. Come now, I am not so loath to drool over these base desires, but yours is the form that deserves worship. It would be an honor to lie with you, madam, and our pleasure. Oh, well, it was worth a shot, I suppose. Madam, it has been my utmost pleasure to speak with someone as refined as you. Should you ever change your mind, this bard would be more than eager to please. Wait, no, that sounded desperate. Damn it!
The more they take, the more support the rebels gain.
That is quite enough. Perhaps I will raise these issues when I have an audience with...
Have you come to visit the High Queen?
I
Well,
swear, these seats are
get
about as comfortable
in
as a man's
line.
tusk.
I've been waiting for weeks on account of that clumsy oaf of an executioner.
Is the same as it's been for the rest of the war, Your Grace. Our borders are secure, but at the cost of the guards of our
Is that so? Well, maybe the Sand Walker was finally sober, because the execution I witnessed was a tribute to incompetence. It took 2 cuts to slice off the head, The first cut being so poor it squirted blood all over a couple of elven dignitaries standing up front. I offered my handkerchief to the lady, as is custom, but instead she reached for my cloak and wiped the blood all over the fur.
Less commerce. Less commerce means less money and more starving people. And that means more crime.
That's only...
Probably. As if they could just as easily dye my cloak ring. This is not one of your bag of rags, peasant. This is a family heirloom. I will not leave its fate to some toothless harridan who throws a few insects in a bowl and calls herself an alchemist. 7 generations this cloak has been in my family. 7. Can you count to 7, peasant? I'd venture not, but it's a long time. One of my ancestors strangled a bear to death with his bare hands to get this fur, and it's been passed down from father to son ever since. First of all, you will address the lady as the High Queen Yellisif, peasant, and myself as your lord. As for what the High Queen can do for me, she can start by hiring a real executioner and having him take Hoktar's head. Some land would be nice, like, say, Catalyst Farm or Dragon Bridge. It will likely take both to compensate me for my loss. And if it's true what the gods say, and the High Queen has no intention of seeing me, then perhaps I'll go talk to someone who will. In fact, I think I'll pay the Jarl of Windhelm a visit. I hear he actually values Nord heritage.
I swear to you, unnatural magics are coming from that cave. There are strange noises and lights. We need someone to investigate.
Then we will immediately send out a legion to scour the cave and secure the town. Hafingar's people will always be safe under my rule.
Your Eminence, my scrying has suggested nothing in the area. Dragon Bridge is under Imperial control. This is likely superstitious nonsense.
Perhaps a more tempered reaction might be called for?
Oh, yes, of course, you were right. Falk, tell Captain Aldous I said to assign a few extra soldiers to Dragon Bridge.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. What about the cave?
I will have someone take care of the cave as well, Varnius. You can rest easy. You're dismissed. Do you have business with the court? You mean the Dragon Bridge issue? I'll be honest with you. I was planning to let that go. Varnius is a bit jumpy at the best of times. There have been reports of weird happenings near Wolfskull Cave. Travelers disappearing, odd lights. I suspect wild animals, or perhaps bandits. I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave, I'll make sure you're repaid for your work. Absolutely not. That wing has been sealed for hundreds of years, and for good reason. They say the ghost of Pelagius the Mad still haunts it. Ghost or not, there are reminders of his dark rule that are best left buried away. Feel free to return to me with questions. The Blue Palace is an open forum.
If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard, my steward. Not yet, no. Although it is true my husband Torrig was the High King, and I am his widow. Now is not the time to lay claim to such a title. This land is riven by war, and her people suffer for it. The Stormcloaks are a blight on Skyrim, and like any blight, must be purged. Only then will I take my rightful place as High Queen. A question I am all too familiar with. One my very Thanes ask often. They worry that Tullius is so focused on the war that he risks forgetting what's best for our people. The real irony is that, while General Tullius is certainly no Nord, the people of Skyrim would be lost without him. Trust is always difficult, especially for my people. Yet we must trust in Tullius's leadership. For what other choice do we have? Be well. Pray for Solitude and my husband.
Please address all questions to the steward, Folk Firebeard. What's all the commotion? Somebody do something.
Don't do that.
By the gods!
This can't be happening.
God help us! That sound, it's deafening.
Please, I can't. Just go.
Gods help us! Somebody do something.
This can't be happening.
Please, I can't. Just go.
I can't take the pain. Not a second longer.
By the gods!